It's unbelievable how quickly you guys can start making money as a real estate investor, as a real estate agent, as a private money broker. The opportunities are endless. When you log in to AI Lead Hacker and you do a search, this is what your screen is going to look like. Now, what the AI looks like, look over here, okay? And I know it's real small, but look, get close to your screen. On the bottom right-hand corner there where it's circled in red, you can't see it, so I blew it up and made it bigger. Here's what you're looking at, okay? This is how the scoring breaks down. So it's gonna give you a retail score. Now, a retail score means that this person is motivated to sell, but they're gonna want retail pricing, okay? Now, for those of you that are licensed real estate agents, I being one of them, I've been a licensed broker for 23 years, and any of you who've been through any of my master level training programs, you know that I am adamant that if real estate is going to be your profession, it's not just I want to flip a couple of houses a year and put some extra coin in my pocket, but rather you want to be in the real estate industry as a professional. I strongly recommend that you be a licensed real estate agent. Again, you don't have to be, it's not a requirement, but 8 out of every 10 transactions a realtor gets paid. And with the volume of leads that you're going to be getting through AI, you're not going to be able to buy them all. Nor are you going to be able to negotiate prices, especially with those with a high retail score, but you could list those properties and you could get paid just for listing them. We made almost $40,000 last month in commissions on houses we didn't want to buy. Think about that. $40,000 in commissions on houses we didn't want to buy, which means if we weren't licensed agents, if we didn't have a team to take advantage of these, that money would have gone to somebody else, okay? So again, not a requirement, but when you're looking at AI scoring, the retail score means that the owner of that property is probably gonna sell in the next 90 days or less, but they're looking for full retail price. But then we look at the rental score. Now, the rental score tells us whether or not the owner of that property is going to be interested in selling to a real estate investor. The score is an ideal tool for any serious investor looking to add more rental properties to their portfolio. Now, in today's market, and I've been teaching on this, I think we did this on the CEO Fireside Chat just 3 months ago, where we talked about seller financing. The way that you win in a high interest rate environment is not by going out and getting loans from banks to buy houses. No. You go out and you find sellers who are willing to carry the financing for you. The high rental score is of people who own properties as rentals. And so they've been managing these properties for a year, 10 years, 50 years, and you can code the AI to produce any type of lead you want or any type of seller. But my recommendation is to go after the board investor with a high rental score. Now, a board investor is somebody that's owned the property at least 10 years, which means they've been collecting rent at least 10 years. It also means that they've had a series of tenants move in and move out. They've probably had to paint that property multiple times, replace the carpet multiple times, replace the appliances multiple times, possibly replace the roof. They enjoy receiving monthly payments, and they typically don't want to sell the asset outright because then they're going to incur massive amounts of capital gains tax. So a high rental AI score is the lead that you would go after if you want to buy property where the seller will carry financing. Now, perfect example of this. We had a lead come across our desk, high rental score. Guy had owned the property, it was 5 acres, has a house on it and a RV pad on it. It's producing $2,500 a month in income. He wants he was asking $600,000 for it. We ended up purchasing that property for $499,000, and he is carrying the paper. No money down, at 3% interest. You couldn't get that from a bank right now. Now, why would he do that? Because he's owned the thing 30 years. He didn't want $500,000 in cash. He wanted $1,800 a month in income because he's retired and he wants the monthly income. So a high rental score is what we go after if we want to build a portfolio of real estate, if you're looking to build up your cash flow income, which I know many of you are. But I want to focus on and talk most about this evening about a high wholesale score. Because I'm pretty confident there's not a single one of you here that wouldn't like to put 50 grand in your pocket in the next 90 days. The way that you do that is utilizing AI and looking specifically at properties that have a high wholesale score. Now, the propensity of a property to sell below market value in the next 90 days is what gives it a high wholesale score. This model is great for investors who are looking for a discounted deal in the marketplace. So for those of you who want to find discounted property, you want the ones with a high wholesale score. Now, the AI Lead Hacker, the system that I'm introducing you to this evening, has millions of data points and has been collecting them for the last 40 years. Now remember, we went back to the history of AI. So it's 2023. So 40 years ago was 1983. That's when I was in elementary school? Wow. I'm old. 40 years of data is what the AI has been collecting. This machine learning creates a scoring system for properties based on their propensity to sell in the next 90 days, and then it scores them from a range of 0 to 1,000, 1,000 being the highest score. Now, if you look at the example here, if 1,000 is the highest, and we look at the wholesale score, there's an 86.6% chance that that property is going to sell in the next 90 days at a discounted price. The higher the score, the higher the likelihood a property will sell within the next 90 days. You guys get it, right? Pretty simple. Now, when we do the search, here's what happens, okay? We show 1 out of 25, so it's only revealing 25 results out of 10,821. Now, what I want to do is I want the AI to filter the data and only give me the top leads that are going to sell in the next 90 days. So I tell the system, look, I only want scores of 900 or higher. And look what it did. It took 10,000 records and it filtered them down to 34 results. Now, I know it's hard to see, but look real close at your screen. Look at the wholesale scores. 965, 942, 930, and 1,000. Okay? If you guys are going to make money on property in the next 90 days, it's going to be on these 37 leads. Now, when you get signed up for AI Lead Hacker, you're going to get a training on exactly how to filter the leads so that you guys literally, from the time that you get signed up, you're going to have almost instant access to these leads, to this data. So within the next 30 minutes, you guys could be researching your market and pulling up these very leads, and you could go from starting this webinar 30 minutes or 60 minutes ago, not having any leads, to within the next 30 minutes having the top 30, 60, 90, 1,000 leads in your own backyard. It's unbelievable how quickly you guys can start making money as a real estate investor, as a real estate agent, as a private money broker. The opportunities are endless.